So sorry for that. Please excuse. So it got disconnected. I just rejoined it. So it was delay from my end. So again sorry for that. So shall I repeat the COUNTIF function from the beginning, or we can proceed further? Fine. Fine. Let's proceed further from here. So let's just copy paste this particular function below, and you can see the output is 0 because we corrected the corresponding customer, but what happens, there is no such a kind of customer name is available here. So what should we do here? We can just replace some customer name by this. So I just replace 2 customers by with this name. So we can see the COUNTIF is going to be 2. Right, and similarly for the last customer, control D. You can see 0 because there is no customer name begins with this particular name DTDC. So that's why we are getting it as a 0. So I hope everyone is clear about how we can go with the COUNTIF. And we'll quickly see another one scenario in a COUNTIF. Let's take this particular column as a scenario. Let's see in a region range. In a region range, what's going to be the count? So what is the count of east available, and what is the count of west, and what is the count of north, and what is the count of south? COUNTIF, first we have to select the range. So what is the range in this particular scenario? We have to select this entire range. As I told, it's going to be fixed all the time, comma. So what is your criteria? So criteria is going to be the region name. It is east here. Close the bracket, come out of a cell. And using a control D, copy paste towards a down, and go and check are we selected a corresponding region and the range. So range is going to be the same in all the cases, right? And region is going to be changing. The region name, that is the criteria, is going to be changing in all the cases. So I hope COUNTIF function is clear to all. Shall I proceed to COUNTIF? Yes. Fine. So I will take some time to I will discuss COUNTIF in today's session. So we have another few more scenarios in a COUNTIF. So this function is going to be COUNTIF. So when we have to go for a COUNTIF function, so that is the case here. See, in this particular scenario, how many criteria was available? Only 1. But in this particular scenario, we have 2 conditions, that is more than 1 criteria we have. So STC is 1 criteria and East is 1 criteria. And when we are having more than 1 criteria, we have to go for a COUNTIF yes. Press tab and read the first input. What is the input it is asking for now? It is criteria underscore range 1. So that is going to be the first input, criteria range 1. If you note here, it is criteria range 1. Wherever you see it as a input named as a range, right, consider we have to select more than a one cell. It means we have to select a group of a cell. So that is the case. So what is your criteria 1? STC. STC is a customer name. So select the entire range of a customer name. Fix it, comma, read the second input. Read the second input. What is the second input here? It's going to be the criteria 1. So what is criteria 1 here? STC is the criteria 1. Comma, and what is the next input? It is criteria range 2. So what is criteria range 2? Criteria 2 is East. East fall under this particular region range. So select the corresponding range 2. Fix it, comma, what is your criteria 2? Criteria 2 is East. Select the corresponding criteria. So we are done with all our inputs. Close the bracket. Press tab to come out of a cell. Right? So STC and the East. So wherever you see a combination, customer name as STC and region name as East. So based on that, it will throw you the what is the count. So able to understand this scenario? Everyone understand this scenario? Yes? Fine. So as like in earlier scenario, just use Control D to copy paste towards a down. Right? So you can see here something called as sales achieved greater than 5,000. So here we are going to get what is the sales achieved greater than 5,000. And for this particular scenario, we are going to use this as a range. We are going to use this as a range to get in how many sales as a sales amount greater than 5,000. We are going to get that count alone using a count if function. Count if. So what is the range here? We have to select the sales amount. If you want to fix it, you can fix, or you can leave it free, because we are not going to copy paste this particular function at any of the locations. So it's based on our choice. Comma. What is the criteria? Greater than 5,000. So wherever it says the sales amount is greater than 5,000 in a particular range, it will get the count of it. So it means that only 2 sales are performed here greater than 5,000. So one is 8,500 and next one is 6,000. So we are getting the output as 2, because there is only 2 sales that is performed greater than 5,000. And similarly, to understand how count if works better, we'll see another scenario based on a range. So I want the count of a date that is greater than 11/19. It means that greater than today's date. We are going to use this particular date of a sale as a range to get what is the count of a date that is available greater than today's date using a count if yes. Fix it, comma, your corresponding range. Close the bracket, come out of a cell. It means that It means that there is no sales performed beyond this particular date. So what we can do, we'll change any one of a date to a next month. Now come back and see what is the count. So there is a one date available greater than today's date. So this way we can able to use count if and count if yes based on our reporting need. And what we can do here, so next one is passing using the parameter using a star. So this one we can able to make it up using a count if. So let's stop by here. Let's stop by count if. We'll take it up count if and average if and condition formatting in the next session. Right? So we are going to discuss condition formatting under sum if and average if, and then we'll start for a next topic, that is condition formatting, rule 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and further topics in the next session. So I hope everyone is clear about the concept which we discussed today. So that is, we discussed about cell referencing, absolute and mixed reference, and discussed about statistical functions, and then we discussed about count if. We'll take it up the further topics in the next session. So please type yes if you understand all the scenarios what we discussed today. Right? So I'm going to send this file to you all. You will receive the file, so whatever used in this particular classroom today, and we'll meet again next Saturday, same time, 11 to 1. Yes. So thank you so much for your participation, and I apologize once again for there is some disconnection happened at the end of the session. So I try to resolve the same from next session. So thank you so much all. So meet you again. Till then, bye.